Hello, my name is Titania, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for February 9th to the 16th, 2024. Hopefully you are all well this week. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me to pull your energy into alignment with mine across time and space so we can do this reading together. Nice breath in. With each breath, just dropping further back into your body, that beautiful body that holds your spirit and is the center of your field of light. And with that third exhale, imagining a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is providing you with a wonderful solid anchor into the earth, but it's also a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here once again to do the reading of the week for February 9th to the 16th, 2024. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, both personally and collectively, for our highest and greatest good for this week of February 9th to the 16th, 2024. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present to facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and the best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in the window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of love, of light, of healing, of transformation, of insight. All the good things that are in our heart and mind, may they be held here in a good way so that we can see ourselves clearly and look out into the world with clear eyes, understanding our best path forward and the best way to navigate our relationships with others and the greater context of human life and all life on this beautiful planet. I'd like to invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match our intentions of clarity, of love, of light, of wisdom and transformation is welcome to go now. And so we begin. Okay, so these lovely snowdrops from my garden. It's a cold day today, but they're advanced, that far advanced at least, which is a welcome harbinger of the coming spring season. Hopefully you're all finding a little bit of spring in your hearts. The fresh, the new beginnings. The 9th, Friday, tomorrow, is the new moon in Aquarius, which is always a good time to set intentions for the coming month, what it is one wants to hold for this next month. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. What is it that we most need to know for this week of February 9th to the 16th, 2024, for our personal and collective highest and greatest good, that we may bring through what is highest and best within us, in service to our highest and greatest good and most satisfying and fulfilling unfoldment, as well as the good of all those whose lives we touch, the good of this beautiful planet and all life on her. Help us to stay clean and clear in these times of confusion, of uncertainty, of instability, so we can continue to do our good work in good ways for our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch. So what is it we most need to know this week, Creator? Okay. So, starting as we usually do, we have the card of possessiveness, the card of contraction, the card of being smaller than we really are, of believing the material realm is all there is. So sitting in the recent past, its energy is relevant into our present, into our future. So we have this lovely individual who's sitting here naked on her pile of good stuff, and she's holding it, clutching it to her chest and looking furtively around over her shoulder, worried that somebody's coming to get her stuff. So there's this quality of fear of not being able to hold on to the things that are important to us. And as a result of that, we're undermined. Our energy is completely undermined when we get into that contracted state. I think we've seen this a few times lately, but I think of it as sort of that, it's like a ball of energy that we hold around us. And when we go into fear and contraction, because that's what fear does, is cause our energy to contract, we get a lot smaller. Our beautiful, brilliant field of light that surrounds us gets really dense and really small and forms a hard little ball around us, depending on how freaked out we are. Our state of emotion is what dictates how contracted our field of energy becomes. So we are truly beings of light in physical bodies. It's important to take care of and pay attention to this part of our experience, because it's a rare and precious and finite thing to come and be human in a body and have the unique perspectives and experiences that come only with being embodied in human form at this time. It's rare. We will never do it the same way again. Even if we do take on another body at some other point, we will never be me or you in quite the same way ever again. So it's important to understand, this is like multi-layered here. It's not just about our field of energy contracting when we're small and fearful, reducing the field of light that we truly are so that we're not responding to life and being the broader, wiser part of us. You know, when we're fearful, we get really contracted and really small. But also this awareness of the preciousness of this experience. Because I think there's a deeper appreciation when we understand how precious this life is, when we understand that it is unique, that it is fleeting, that it is very important for us to give ourselves over to doing it well and doing it richly. And so being contracted doesn't really serve us. And yet we're surrounded by systems and structures that push us into this state through stress, through fear, through doubt and uncertainty. Our whole system really is based on keeping us really dense and really small. So with our awareness of this, we can intentionally choose to bring more light, more air, more circulation into that density. Observing ourselves when we go there, and knowing, because we are the broader, wiser part of us at all time, whenever, even when we do contract, we can always open that contraction up through a breath. Coming back home to the beautiful, unique human body that we are currently occupying, giving it light, because breath is light. We're taking energy in. Our physiological, biochemical responses are creating light. Taking that in, allowing our whole bodies to function more effectively and efficiently, allowing all those incredible interactions to happen. The human body is truly miraculous. And when we breathe deeply, we fuel all the good systems in our body. Notice when you're upset, what happens to the breath? Notice when you're angry. Notice when you hold back from communicating. The breath gets held. We're no longer flowing the energy. We're no longer in relationship to life because we're not flowing the breath. We're not taking breath in. We're not releasing that which no longer serves. We're no longer in that lovely dynamic. We've cut ourselves off a bit from life. So these are all really, really important awarenesses for us this week. It's very much about us stepping into greater self-awareness, greater self-mastery, so that we understand the impacts of what happens when we are in that state of contraction versus who we can be when we're wise enough and aware enough to keep the breath happening, to keep the presence going, to be in the now, and to be as broad and wise and beautiful and bright as we can be. The present card of success, the 10 of Hearts, which is a beautiful card. So if we can overcome or become bigger than this, become more aware than this smaller contracted state, nothing can stop us, especially when we come together with others. This is very much a card of community, open-hearted, loving community, the kind that I think we all just dream about. We all long for in our hearts, this ability to be with others and celebrate life and co-create life together. And it's challenging in our modern world. Let's face it, we have not learned very many skills for doing this well. There's a real separation, a contraction that doesn't permit us to flow and be at ease and work with others in a graceful give and take way. It's challenging for us because we are unique individuals, and when we come together, we need to pool our energy and our resources and come up with what fits best for that collective. And there's all kinds of different collectives, from your core family, your nuclear family, to your large extended family, to, if you're at school, your classmates, those you work with at school, those in your workplace, church groups, anything that your yoga group, any group that we become part of, there's this amazing potential to hold more light together and to do it with more intention. And hopefully you're in an environment where you have a leader or someone, the people who are holding the space, understand and get this. But even if they don't, by bringing our own intention to those gatherings, and I keep coming back to this affirmation that I like to hold, this intention setting that I like to hold as I begin my day, because I find it just sets me up on that higher, broader conscious level that I desire to be at as often as possible. It just helps to hold me there. It helps to lay the cloth of my life so that I'm following that flow. And I'll share it here with you again in case it calls to you as well. But my intention is to be a clear, heartfelt channel for love, for light, for wisdom and beauty, and to see, affirm, and evoke the highest and best in everyone that I meet, including myself. So that set point, that energetic set point, is very lofty and very high, so that as we move around in life and we engage with anyone, because we've set that intention, it's like we've laid down the carpet along which we want to travel. And we'll feel miserable or unhappy or uncomfortable if we just move off that track even a little bit, because we'll be deviating from what intention we've set for ourselves. But when we hold an intention like that, it's easier to come together with others. And again, if you're a leader of an intentional group, brilliant. Bringing that greater awareness to that gathering is powerful indeed, and enrolling all the others who are participating in bringing their conscious energy to that gathering is powerful. It just amplifies the field so much more. But even if you are part of a group that maybe isn't quite as conscious, I don't know, a classroom setting or a work environment, you can still bring your light to it. You can still bring your intention to it. You can still bring your transformational field to the dynamic and be a clearing for love and light, clarity, wisdom, understanding, peace, affirmation, evocation of the highest and best of everyone who you meet. And that's how we'll move forward, personally and collectively. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the planet if we all moved out into the world with this intention in our hearts? It would be phenomenal. Okay, the near future, the card of competition, the 5 of Wands. And so we have these two individuals who are standing very near to each other, and they're sort of standing off. There's this standing the ground and standing off, but they don't have any swords drawn. They're not about to come to fisticuffs. They're simply standing their ground and face to face, looking at each other and expressing themselves, because it's the card of Wands. Wands is about creativity, inspiration, expression, that gift, the fire element, that animating spirit that we all have inside of us. So it'll be interesting to see. There's going to be this continuing opportunities. We might get pushed into them if we're not taking them. Life might just kind of shove us into that place where we need to stand what's true for us. And we can do it holding this lovely intention of affirming the best in ourselves and all those we meet, and evoking that. Because if we do that, the quality of our interaction is so much loftier. We have this amazing opportunity then to engage with others from a truthful, authentic, grounded space, to hear what they have to say, for them to receive what we have to say, and to come away from that interaction wiser, broader, more compassionate, kinder, more understanding. But this is challenging. We've been trained to do this when challenged. We get small, we get contracted, we get fearful. Not everyone's like this, but a lot of us are. And so how do we overcome this? Well, through the breath. So if ever you find yourself in a situation where you are face to face with someone else and you're discussing something that maybe isn't comfortable, remember the breath. Bring the breath and the light back into your being through your breath so that you can respond, so that you can be a channel for more love and light through your beingness and your presence, which is the brilliant thing that we all have an opportunity to do in every moment with every person we engage with. Okay, signals. So the card of communication, of interaction, of getting our head up and looking around and seeing what lights us up, what brings us to more joy, more enthusiasm, more inspiration. The card of signals is the foundation card this week. It's why we're having the reading, is the card of communication, which is interesting because we have this here again, this opportunity for us to stand in love, to ground ourselves in love, and then to be in communication with life, receiving incoming communication and having it bloom as it comes to us, and then sending out our communication in response. And if we come from this energy of beautiful, affirming, co-creative, generative intention, understanding we're all essentially in the same place. We're all holding a space of, wanting to come together, not really knowing how, but to do things well together. And there are those on the planet who are already holding community space. They already have the tools and the wisdom. And as humanity with intention steps into this, each one of us will attract the information that we need, the opportunities that we need. By setting our intention high and lofty, we will find ourselves pulled towards the people and the opportunity and the resources and the information we need to do this better. But the biggest piece is the intention. The biggest piece is our willingness. The biggest piece is to just say yes to the yes. And then to take steps towards it when the opportunities arise. Because, of course, that's where life wants us. More yes to everything. More yes to life. We say yes to it, life sends us more to say yes to. It's really quite magical. And so we have this beautiful energy of going from a state of contraction, of making ourselves small, coming together and learning how to hold heart together, learning how to hold love together, learning how to be in support of the good in each other and calling it forth from each other. Nothing more powerful than we call each other forth into our greatness and our beauty, our expansion, our magnificence, and our wisdom, and witness it. Because when we witness it and affirm it, we're calling more through that individual. This moving into, yes, I think we're going to be seeing more of that standoffish kind of quality of energy collectively, but also in our personal lives, those opportunities to come face to face with each other, to hold our integrity, to hold our love, to hold our intention for the highest and greatest good, and be authentic, be true, be who we are. We are enough. And of course, we're in human form and we're spiritual beings having this tremendous experience. And part of the amazingness of human experience and being a spirit is always striving. We're always striving for something. We're always striving to discover more, become more, feel more, have more. That desire energy, that heartfelt desire, is part of what we're here to do. It's a very natural thing as humanity to have desires and to be constantly striving for something. But it's also good for us to understand that we are enough in this moment. All that we have become up to this now moment is perfect. And from this perfect now moment, we are drawing forth all that we need to continue our beautiful unfolding and our time on this planet and beyond. So we're going to see this week opportunities for us to hold our space and maybe also to witness on the larger stage of the world this kind of energy happening. And maybe not engaging in it so much or choosing sides, but going into that soft, broad, wise place and observing, being the witness, and just observing, gathering information. Because as we gather that information, we get a lot clearer and we discern what is relevant and important for us and where we want to be putting our attention and our energy and our focus. So don't be freaked out that you might be in a position of, I'm not even going to say defending yourself, but of standing in your truth and expressing your truth in good ways. Maybe you need to ask for a raise. Maybe you need different hours at work. Maybe you need to have a conversation with your spouse. Maybe you need to have a conversation with your kids. Many, 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 many different opportunities for communication. But coming from this beautiful place of intention setting, the highest and greatest good, will make this go so much more smoothly. And it's all about communication this week. That's why we have this card. It's all about our intention, staying lined up with our truth, our love, our light, being that clear channel for love and light that each of us has the potential to be and truly is. We are that already. We can only amplify that through living with more intention and consciousness and awareness, and bringing that awareness into all of our relationships and engagements so that we are always coming to the best of our ability from that beautiful, lofty, clean, and clear energy, seeing each other and calling out the good in each other, including ourselves, because it's what we're here to do. Okay, well, there was a lot coming through today. Let's go to the card to grow on. Thank you, Creator, for the clarity about what it is that we most need to know this week. And I just send prayers of love and light, highest intention, to all those who are either stepping into the space of leadership or currently in the space of leadership. I ask that eyes be opened, that awareness be turned on if it isn't already, and that this awareness of intention, of being a facilitator of the good of life for ourselves, for each other, that's each and everyone's role, that be awakened in the heart of those who are in positions of guidance and leadership on the planet right now, so that they understand the role that they play in a broader way, so that they can facilitate this tremendous unfolding that is happening on the planet at this time. And if they aren't able to play a positive co-creative role, that they step away from those places of leadership and allow another whose heart is true and authentic and congruent to step in and fill that place, so that we can have brilliant, heartfelt, magnificent leaders who are holding us in good ways, who are holding the good of this beautiful planet and all of its children, including humanity, in good ways, in right relationship, for all of our good. And that those who maybe are engaged in damaging and harmful practices wake up to that and shift instead into a desire for more right relationship, and then making changes from that awareness and that place of consciousness for all of our good, Creator. Okay, now, what is it that we most need to know right now for the coming week, our card to grow on, so that as we emerge from life this week, from this reading, as we step back into the flow and the current of our lives, we know what it is that we need to do most, or how we need to be, so that we can rise and thrive and continue to shine brightly and be clear channels for more light and love. The Hermit. I've been seeing these cards, these different cards, a lot of them very much lately. I always find that interesting when there's this synergy of energy around the cards, and many readings I see the same cards coming up again and again, and there's some that I don't see for months or years even. It always interests me. So of course we have the beautiful card of the Hermit, and the Hermit is somebody who steps away from the distractions of life to go and live an authentic and congruent life, spiritually, physically, emotionally, from a heartfelt place. So this is an individual who very, very deliberately understands that they're part of life, but that they need to take time apart to reconnect with themselves and become solid within themselves about who they are, the wisdom and the energy that they hold. Because in turn, as they become that clean and clear channel, they hold light for others. And we all do this. Think about the people in your life who are most compelling and attractive. They're individuals who know themselves, who have a wisdom and a way of being within themselves that is powerful. And so they are beacons of light because they are holding more light in their field. And it's what we're all doing. As we nourish our bodies, we're taking in food that is converted into energy and becomes the energy that fuels our bodies. As we do practices with breath work, we're bringing more energy and light into our body. This is all, it's just what we do. It's what this embodied experience is about, is converting energy, being energy, releasing what no longer serves, taking in what does, balancing, converting energy. It's an amazing, amazing experience. And so our card to grow on this week is the Hermit, which means coming back to ourselves, coming home to the wisdom of who we are, coming home to our relationship with the divine aspect of ourselves, and allowing it to occupy more space within our field, so that as we turn back to life, as we step out again into life, we are really solid and lined up and clean and clear, and offering the clarity of our wisdom and our light to the world, so that others can find their way up the mountain too, so they can come into their own power and their own well-being. So this is our card to grow on this week, the card of the Hermit, giving ourselves permission to cultivate our self-awareness, our relationship to the broader, wiser part of us, whatever way, form that needs to take. And as a result of that, living authentically and congruently from that place, knowing that that's what we're here to do. It's what we're called to do, to be authentic and congruent within. And as a result, we are congruent and aligned as we react with everyone and interact with everyone. So we can stay wise and clean and clear to the best of our ability. We can hold more light and love. So this is the card to grow on this week. Giving ourselves a bit of space, giving ourselves some opportunity to really honor the wise part within us, that connection to source, and give it room to thrive so that we have more of it in every moment, so that we're not finding ourselves so contracted. We have that resilience. Okay, so with that, I invite you to take a nice deep breath with me, and let's close the reading. And it's good to know that every time we take a nice deep breath like that, we're massaging our adrenal glands. They sit on the top of our kidneys, just below the diaphragm. And when we take nice deep breaths like this, we're actually energizing them and helping them to relax, because our modern world is a place of fight or flight. So just remembering that, to take a nice deep breath in and out, like really deep, knowing that that's a gift to the body as well as to the heart and the mind, and you're filling your field with more light and love every breath that you take with intention. And so, Creator, we are at an end once again for this week's reading. I am so grateful to be here to do this work and to make this information available to all those who are seeking it. I am grateful for the wisdom that has come through this week, the reminder that we are so much more than our physical experience, and yet we are part of the spirit physical experience, and it is precious and to be valued, and that we can augment it through our attention to our energy, our attention to our intention, through our breath, through our choices, that we can become clearer fields of light, here to do the work that we're here to do. And that as a result of that, we can come together, holding that joint intention for greater light and love on this beautiful planet, and enter into communication with each other in a beautiful, clean and clear, authentic way, seeking to understand and to expand our perspective and come up with magnificent solutions that will serve all of us, including the planet and all life on her. as stewards of life, it is important for us to be aware it's not just about us. I am so grateful for this information. I am so grateful for each and every individual who's been tuning into these readings and who continues to tune in. I send much love and light to each and every individual. I'm grateful to all those who hold this space and this energy every week in their hearts and minds and add their energy unto it, both those in human form and beyond. Thank you for adding your energy to this collective in a good way. The reading is at an end, and so it is, once again. So thank you for being here, being part of this reading once more. I will look forward to seeing you again next Friday. In the meantime, much love and light. Feel free to leave any comments or questions in the messages below if you feel like it. If not, that's okay too. I'm grateful for you, and I'll look forward to connecting once again next week. Much love and light in the meantime. Take care. Bye for now.